My name's Corinne Robinson, and today I'm going to do some tutorials of recent collections that we've had with Tattered lace on Create and Craft. So the first collection I'm going to look at today is our words and pages. This is a gorgeous collection. So it's all about all the little border strip dies. So we've got these little edges. So sometimes when you're putting a card together, if you can get the pages right, whatever you're going to bring to the front will just work perfectly. So I'm going to use a couple of the different edges to make my toppers, and then we're going to decorate it with the gorgeous flowers and also some of the little cute animals. So the first bit I've got is I've just got a piece of white card, so nothing fancy, and I'm using one of my On the Brink of Shabby dies. So this one actually looks like the edge of a notebook. So I've just taped it down onto my card. The great thing about these is you don't have to worry about them being straight, you don't have to worry about right angles, you just let them go as they are. So I'm doing the first one first. Now if I was doing down parallel sides of a card, I could put them in together, but I'm actually going to put these at right angles. So clearly I have to do one and then I have to do the second, because if you cross them over, obviously you're going to damage your dies, and we don't want to do that. Our dies are too precious. So there we go, let's pop that one off. And I've just done that the wrong way around. That's a very pretty header, but I've just popped it the wrong way around on my die on. So should we cut that one again? Not a problem at all, easily done. So let's put it that way round even. Yes, that's the right way round. So there you go. And this won't matter because, as I said, this is a edge of a card and it can go either way. Let's try it again. So believe me, so if I can make these mistakes, I'm sure you can too. Do you know what, one of these, I did this once, and every time I turned it round, I kept turning it back round so it was still doing it. So if this cuts wrong again, all I've done is I've turned it 360 degrees and I've done it. You just have to trust me. I get it, sometimes I get them the wrong way round, sometimes I get them the right way round. So all I did was cut a nice strip off. But look, we can keep that and use that in another project. Nothing is ever wasted. Aha, I think I've got it the right way round this time. Yes, there we go. So look at that. Isn't that lovely? So it looks like we've just ripped it out of a notebook. So I love how we get the little notches as well. So the next one's probably even easier, and I don't need a cut tidy for that, because what it's got is it's got a cutting blade and then it's got a faux stitch. So I can then just take that one and then, I can use that piece of tape off there and then pop that just on to there. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn that round and I'm going to have that down the length, just so that it doesn't catch as it goes through, because it's nearly as wide as my plates, not quite, and pop that through. Now if you want to do really clever, you can have the bit hanging out of the die machine that you've already cut so that you don't flatten it, but it'll look absolutely perfect. Don't worry about that. Get rid of that bit of rubbish, and this one will come through just here. There we go. Oh yes, there we are. So now look at this. So you could go round all four sides if you want. So what I've got now is I've got my ripped book effect there, and then I've got the faux stitch around the bottom as well. So that looks absolutely gorgeous. But like I say, do as many sides as you want. So let's put that die away. Right, while we're die cutting, let's do all of our die cutting. So the next bit I'm going to do is I'm going to do my house snail. Isn't he fun? We just love this. Look at this. So you've got the house on the back. Look at that. There's even a little cow in a field with a gate on his back. This is absolutely perfect if you know somebody that's just moving house, going on an adventure. Maybe they're going off, you know, I'm not going to say voyage, but I mean, you know, they're going off touring, you know, maybe they're off to Australia or something, or, you know, going off, I don't know, off round Europe for a few months. Perfect like that, you know, your bon voyage type cards, absolutely brilliant. So I've used the Charisma for this. The Charisma for this, if I remember, is available on the Create and Craft website and also on the Tattered Lace website. So you'll be able to download that for free. So you've got that perfectly. Oh, that's cut lovely. So let's get rid of the waste bit. Then we can release that and give that a little tap. No, he just needs freeing from there. Now look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? So cute. Maybe you're going to give him a name. but I just think he's gorgeous, is our little house snail. Right, so we're going to use that, but we're also going to use some of our flowers. So what I've got here is I've got some cardstock, but I've also got my words and pages, printed paper and vellum. So what you've got is you've got your 8 designs on there, as you can see, and you're going to get 2 of each in cardstock and 2 of each in vellum. And that's all going to add to the wonderful effect that we're going to get. So let's start putting these onto my card base. So I'm just going to do this with some regular wet glue, and we're going to start with some green. So there isn't a card pack with this one. It's all about you. I just went in and looked in my previous collections to find my solid card to do this one. So we've got, this is going to go on here, and I've just got a large, this was a 10 by 7 inch card blank, which I've just trimmed down. I love my 10 by 7 inch card blanks. And then I've got one of my lovely papers. So I've got this one, it's almost, I don't know if it's the right word, mauvey colour. So it's a pink with a, I would say with a hint of lilac-y colour, you know, it's really, really pretty. But if I was to bring in my house snail, can you see it really makes, can you see how the colours just pop out of there? Now, I've got quite a few bits that I've cut, including the one that we did with all of those on. And I'm just going to pop these on sort of randomly. And I'm not going to worry too much about them being perfect. As you can see on this one, I've got 3 sides with decorative edges on. So you're really making the most. So you've got your on the brink of shabby, you've got your shaped boundaries, and on the verge of lace. I'm just trying to remember all the names. I've got them on my dies just there. So you've got 36 different edges in total. So let's just pop that one on to there, and then I've got this one. Now I'm trying to think what's going to be the best way to do that. No, I think I'm definitely going to go just there. Now let's just lift that up a little bit, see if that'll lift back up. No, it's stuck down. Right, okay, so we can just put this one over to the other edge. So it's all about not lining everything up perfectly, and it will look brilliant for it. So we can then, let's go to there. So we've got the edge just here and a little bit showing there. So can you see we're all just keeping it all nice and random. I put a few little glue dots here, and then I've got a few scraps. So again, I've gone in with one of my dies. I've got some torn edges here, so you can just use all your dies if that's what you'd rather do, or you can mix and match it completely. I'm just going to pop that one on there. Let's make that a little bit straighter, but you don't have to worry about straight edges with this collection. And you know, just remember the back of your card, the card base is so important. Get that right and everything else will look right. And now I've got a piece of vellum. So again, my vellum, I've cut it with 3 sides, no, it's actually 4 sides with my die. So I've just trimmed it out. Don't worry about that little piece just there. So once we've got that, we can then pop that on to our card blank. And I'm just going to use a little bit of vellum glue. And vellum glue has a very, very low water content. So what that means is that when it's on your card, you can't see, can you see the glue is invisible because it just all soaks in. And again, so we're just literally crisscrossing everything about. And then let's find out where the next bits are. Here we go. What I've got now is I've got a piece of card that all I've done is I've just bent it over, and we're going to pop that just there, but we're not going to put that there just yet. And onto here I've got my snail and I've got the foundation die that goes with it. So let's put those two together. There, perfect, just like that. Just a little bit of glue around the edge, and then pop that onto there. And you can see all I've done is just give it a little bit of a shape. I'm not shaping it with my ball tool. Oops, let's try and get that a little bit more central. We've just popped it on here. So it's all about building up those shapes and, you know, really making your design so pretty. So pop him like that. So that's going to go just here. Now the other thing we've got is we've got our words from the heart, and I've cut out new home in some pink to go with that, and also some burgundy to go with that. So I just need my tweezers, and I'm going to create a little bit of a drop shadow. So you can do it either two ways. You can either put your glue on like this or put some glue onto your board and tap into it. It's entirely up to you. If you're not sure whether you've got too much glue, tap off your excess, and then we build up our drop shadow. You know me, I always do. And if there's no obvious light source on my card, I always drop shadow to the left. It's just, I don't know whether it's because I'm right-handed, it's just the way I always do it. But you just find what works for you. Just remember, if you are doing drop shadows, to keep it consistent throughout the project. There we go. So that just really makes the new home pop. And it also means that it ties in perfectly with all of my mats and layers. So I can then just put a little bit more glue on, and it also makes it a bit more sturdy. And that's now just going to pop just on there. Brilliant. That was good guesswork for the gap, wasn't it? Now, all I've got, and I'm going to just bring in my flowers so I can remember what I've got. So I have got some of my delightful dogwood. I've also got the heavenly hollyhock. We've got that there. Look at that beautiful colour. I've got some of the scintillating snapdragons, and also this one is the fern, which is called just woodland fern. There we go. And I've got all of those, and I've got some extra little bits here, some more snapdragon, some more fern, and some more hollyhock. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to have them so that they come out from underneath that little pouch when we've finished making it. So I think the first thing I need to do is create the structure, and we're going to do the structure with our fern. So let's put our ferns on, and I'm going to pop those on flat. So let's just build those up now. Because that one's building up, I need to just make sure I can't see the edge. Look at that. So that looks lovely. Again, these have been cut from the Charisma. Now the next layer, which I'm going to put, first one, I'm going to put my scintillating snapdragon on. I'm going to pop that on with a little bit of glue gel. Being careful not to cover up my wording. Then I'm going to come in with the next one of my hollyhock. Just give it a little bit of a shape. Just, I'm not even going to go in with my ball tool. Just shape it with your hands, and then we can just put a little bit of glue gel behind there. So we can just put the glue gel all the way around there, and oops, I don't drop that one, and then we can pop that. So let's just sort of weave them together so they're going to look lovely. Now I'm just going to bring this, yeah, everything's still contained within there. So let's have a look. We could do with another little piece just like that, so we can see that, so give it a little bit of shape. Don't be afraid to trim down your flowers and really make them work for you. And then let's just bring that one back. I want another little bit of my snapdragon. I want it to go that way. Let's just shape that a little bit. It makes such a difference if you just add a bit of shape and dimension. And again, don't worry about weaving them in and trimming them down. It'll all add to that effect. So there we go, look at that. So let's just bring that one. I'm actually going to go in with my scissors, and I'm just going to, oh, I have opened that up. Let's see if I can weave that there, behind there, so that they really, look at that, cross over and merge together. Now that's going to go like that. Now I could, actually I might just trim into this. I think I want this is the delightful dogwood. So let's take this piece off here. Now they're really easy to snip into because you've just got the little cut lines on the back. So I'm only doing little snips and everything's coming apart. So take that one to there, and then we will, there we go. And all I'm going to do is, I think that one just needs to feed in to the back there, and I need to put a little bit of glue under here because that's twisted. And I can even use, let's do that one, and tuck it in down here. So it's all like everything is growing together. Now I'm happy with that. I can take my little house snail. I'm going to have to put a little bit of glue just there to catch the edges. I'm going to have to put a big glob, just there, but hopefully it'll catch and we can pop that onto there. Perfect. And the final thing I've got is I've got my glue gun warming up, and I've got, oops, caught on my baby wipe. Now, I'm going to put that up that side. Let's put a little blob of glue on there. Great having a cordless glue gun, isn't it? Because I can take it off to my project. Let's then just bring that one round. I think that is looking perfect. Just thing is, I've used glue gel so I can adjust things. I've got time, I've got scope to move things around. Oh, that one's just coming over the word, so I'm going to take a little bit of glue. Do you know what? It's the same when I'm doing fleurs. Most of the adjusting is done at the end. How about that? That is so full of life, but by not having the plain pages, by having all of that detail, they are just as integral, just as important as the design that's on the front.